Okay, there we go. So the first question we've got is, in terms of leaders being either not emotional enough or too emotional, how would you suggest that they find a balance?
Uh-huh. So the leadership space is tricky in that often leaders face pressures like any other employees. But I think there's a particular call on leadership where you carry a type of responsibility that actually keeps you awake at night. It's not just a stress that you get to tap out of as soon as you've closed your laptop or as soon as you've left the office, but it is something that you need to carry and care about. And so I think that's my starting point in having that compassion regarding the pressure and the stress that leaders face. Regardless of that, though, it's extremely important that we always remember that we're working with fellow human beings, right, who have their own background, who have their own responsibilities, and therefore we need to afford them automatically that due respect and due dignity. I've engaged with a number of organizations where you'll have, people complain regarding how their leaders talk to them. Like, this leader comes through and they're shouting at us as though we're kids. And they don't realize, no, we're fully grown adults who are here to also make a living for our children. And some of these leaders don't even recognize the roles that some of the employees hold outside of the organization. Yes, you can have a colleague that's in a minimum wage job, but that person could be a community leader that's leading a church of 200, 500, 1,000 people. In your mind, they're just some low-level laborer who's just showing up for the job, but their own self-concept and how they treat it in the community versus the experience that they have at work can really be an assault to their senses. And therefore, it's always incredibly important that as leaders, we understand, number one, we need to treat other human beings as human. And therefore, if I'm recognizing a fellow human being, how do I respect them accordingly? How do I afford them due dignity accordingly, regardless of where it is that we sit from a rank, influence, and power perspective?